It's perfect. It's complete perfect. And it's over the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. It would be one thing if he wasn't the mirror. If he wasn't the mirror. If it wasn't a mirror between you and what the fucking people on the other side of the coin would say. You're just the other side of the coin. Oh. Am I going to? Am I going to? Am I going to trust the opinion of multiple people that's talking about this and all this shit that's going on about Microsoft? Am I going to? Am I going to trust in their opinions and the facts that they say, the tweets that they show, and the past examples of what Microsoft has made statements of caring about something, doing something, and saying that they're no longer going to do that, and then they down the line do the exact same thing. Am I going to trust those people that's not emotionally invested, involved like you are? Yeah, that will fight tooth and nail and be a total contradiction, a total. I'm going to. Do I care what really happens to Microsoft? No, because I am satisfied. Again, that's the difference between us. I'm satisfied where I'm at now. And nothing no one else would say would not catch my eyes, and especially would not catch my feelings. The fact that it catches your feelings makes it more likely the case that it is the truth, that something is bad happening over there, and you're, just like I say, you're emotionally invested too much into it because you need your shit validated. The simple facts. Within our last correspondence, you can call it that, but the last thing he said to me in a previous video he commented on, he said, and this completely proves that he needs his shit validated, that he has his shit, this company, this trillion dollar money company, whatever, he has them tucked in his heart, where how they are viewed, or how they are matters to him. How that company is viewed is almost the highest priority to him, where it means more than family. Because only I would be defensive enough of a family as much towards a family member as he is as this fucking company. And again, that puts him right on the par with the PlayStation fanboys he condemns. If it was the other way around, and I know I could find examples on his YouTube channel when Sony was doing all that firing and laying people off. Was I downplaying those actions from Sony? Was I damage controlling and getting all my feelings hurt that other people's talking about it so much? No. And you can play off that. You play that off with fucking all those Sony ponies. You play it off. You go ahead and say that to them. But that doesn't change the facts. That doesn't change the facts. It's not good. It's not good. And especially, here's the thing also too. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Oh yeah, back. No, don't let. No, I'm not skipping that scenario. Last thing you commented and replied to me. You're trying to put me on the same level as you. Again, you're trying to identify me as like a PlayStation fanboy that thinks more of it being more than an entertainment box, electronic device that I turn on, no more different than I would a DVD player and play one of these animes. That's exactly what it is to me. No different from a DVD player that I watch one of these animes. I actually have more passion. I actually have more passion and more like for the anime that I do to PlayStation. Sure, I like gaming. I like playing games, but I have more passion here. But so don't put me there. You like, and this is again goes right to perfect. His mentality of coming off being a contradiction and coming off backwards, and also, like I said, mind of a child. It comes. I literally, I knew it would ruffle his feathers, and what I said ain't lying. I said there's more reasons. I was within the topic of what with our discussion. There's more reasons to buy a PlayStation over an Xbox, and that is just a plain simple facts. If it wasn't the case, they sure as hell wouldn't be selling nearly 5-1. So I just said that, and what did he bites back with? He bites back, say, "Well, if Microsoft wanted to, they could take Sony out. They could take Sony out. They could buy Sony just like that." But here's the kicker. Here's how a mature man, a mature person, not a man child, would address your statement. Why can't they do it via competition of out making better content, making sure that they are number one, to where they are the one opposite, being the one selling only 1 to 5. Why can't they do it through? You say you're so wrapped up, emotionally invested in that console. You need to push a narrative that I'm equal as you, bad off, that with Sony as you are with Microsoft. You need to push that narrative, because down deep inside you're fucked up. There's something very wrong in here. But I'm not emotionally invested. Whether they're selling 5-1 to me, it isn't important to me. What is important to me is I turn that system on, I put on my VR headset, and I'm enjoying it. I got a video of me playing Gran Turismo 7, doing the daily races, and doing time lap challenge. It's uploaded right now in middle process. I'm not as fucked up as you are and your flunkies are, but here it is. Here. So you would take solitude. You would take a pleasure within you would claim, not only take it, but you would boast it, take a claim in defense of someone stating the truth as there's more reasons. Why? See, a normal adult would say, yeah, there might be more reasons to buy a PlayStation over an Xbox, but my only one reason is because I prefer Xbox. I prefer to have the Halo and Gears. That might be only what we have. This, uh, uh, but not as good as anymore. It might be the D. It's the fucking get me. I just want to fucking laugh, but why can't that just be your enough for you? Again, that shows maturity that I could say this shit. If I was a fan enough of Halo, even though it's not as good as it used to be, or Gears of War, or Forza, I would say that it might not be as many good reasons to have a PlayStation, but the simple facts that I love these series, and I'm there. I'm there. I love them series, and I guess what? I have more love for them series, and especially more respect for them series than you do. I've put more time in Halo multiplayer alone than you have done all the titles combining not only the multiplayer but also campaign. I have played them. I have lived them. So again, you're not on equal level to me. You're not on equal level to me with the brand that you have too much emotional, you put in too much emotional investment in. You're not even equal level of me. I have shown more, not only I invested more, I've accomplished more, I have improved more by walking away. That no longer not even having an Xbox right now. I have proven to be more of a supporter by calling out bullshit. You ask your daddy, or you ask your grandpa, you ask anybody that might be still alive, within a company or the products you buy, what would be the best if one of them was not doing good, one of them was not making the products you like as good as they used to, and they're not good, what would he say would be the top thing to do? What would everybody with a life would say? Criticize. What you let your money speak. Be be improvement motivated with your money, and not only for yourself but for your fellow gamers. Oh yeah, you don't have fellow gamers. You only have emotional backpatters, and that's the only thing your backpatters look out for is your emotional and their emotional well-being of their. Y'all are pathetic. Oh God, he tried to hurt my feelings, all because I say there's more reasons to buy PlayStation over an Xbox. He goes, well, I hope you know, Microsoft, they got the money. They got the money to buy out and Sony, or buy out Sony altogether. I gotta give a fuck. I gotta give a fuck. See, if Microsoft does close down, and which I don't want it to happen, and I'm not saying this because I'm all pro consumer and competition and there would be a bad thing. I'm saying it literally I'm still wanting Microsoft to give me a reason to go back. I'm still wanting, and I've heard some somewhat positive things about Microsoft might be getting a VR, and that happens. And if Microsoft supports their VR more, better than Sony does theirs, it's I will get an Xbox and I will get a VR for it. And I'll be proud to do so. So I am not at the same level, especially of an emotional child mentality that you want to claim me to be, because you know for a fact that's what you are. You know deep down in yourself you're emotionally invested and you're no different from the other side of the coin with PlayStation fanboys. It'd be one thing if it. So let's talk now. Let's talk about what's going on. And you know it. And you know they did. Unlimited production. Sega man. He bought. You know they brung up when Sony was doing all that firing. Oh, look at there. And they was saying, whoa. Look at Sony. Judge. See, you knew Microsoft was going to do some firing. Everybody knew Microsoft was going to do some firing. But here's the difference. Here's a complete difference. You're not going to an example that you're not going to point out, that you're not going to analyze the difference between what was going on with Sony and what's going on now with Microsoft. You're not going to analyze the difference because you know you picking it and taking a magnifying glass to it and pointing out different scenarios is going to put Microsoft on the worstest boat of the examples. What's his name? Greenberg or whatever. I can't. Again, I'm not emotionally. As much as when I was with Microsoft and I liked Microsoft as much as the main guy that I liked, he seemed pretty cool to me. Nelson, Major Nelson, I do believe. And then I lost respect to him. I lost completely respect of him when he was doing that interview with what's his name? Angry Joe, about the Xbox One, forcing the Connect and the DRM, stuff like that. Hugging the guy, trying to be pals on him, just like a drug dealer trying to persuade one of his clients is trying to become clean, is trying to stay away from. And he's being literally practically just like that. He's promoting something. He's forcing something that's been proven to be anti customer shit. And he's grabbing hold of else, and he's like, "Come on, be a part of the new wave, be a part of it." Just like he's just like a drug dealer, not one to lose none of his clientele, and not one to accept that he's pushing something wrong. So he's trying to encourage him to continue using. And see, that Hebot ain't gonna like that scenario. Hebot knows I've brung that up with Angry Joe to Hebot and shit, and he got furious He got furious because he knows this. I didn't use that analogy of a drug dealer, but but you know it's true. You know it's true. It's a bad thing and a bad thing. He, oh my God, this is how bad and pathetic. This is how bad and pathetic these motherfuckers are. And if there was examples, if there was truly examples of, you say, how come you only picking on Xbox? Just like, like how come you only picking on E-Rock and Sega Man? And I'm not picking on them. I'm stating the facts. Again, me saying there's more options to buy a fucking PlayStation should not emotionally hurt anybody that doesn't have a mentality of a child. That's not has put too much emotional investment into electronic device. It shouldn't infuriate any kind of emotions, to let alone a backlash to try to put me on the same scenario by attacking me, saying, well, if Xbox wanted to, they could buy out Sony or destroy Sony like that. That would get me some sort of cause. It's like an emotional I've been emotionally hurt, so I'm going to attack emotionally back, so you would be all emotional. No, I'm not all emotional. I'm being humored and entertained. How pathetic you are. But so here's the fine thing that's different between the firings of Sony and the recent company fires, releases of Xbox. The guy that literally fired over these companies, that literally sent the email saying goodbye, good luck in your future endeavors, was the same person that tweeted, that has made statements, and people's been showing receipts. Again, for Sega Man and Hebot, they don't like you to call up on receipts. They remember E-Rock, he asked for his receipts to be looked at and checked, and then it backfired on him. So again, these are people that blocked you from checking for their receipts. But Matt Booty, whatever, again, what his name is, he made tweets and examples saying Hi-Fi Rush, they need smaller titles, like small successful titles like that. Microsoft in itself and Phil Spencer said we need some foundation in Japan. We need to build some studios over there to create more friendly environments, to be more welcomed over there and stuff like that. And so they acquired one studio over there, the company that that made Hi-Fi Rush, and they literally said that Hi-Fi Rush was successful enough. And the one thing that gets to them, that's pissing them off, is the simple facts that this firing proves that they was, Hi-Fi Rush, great game, great game. It did, and people's down in the sales on it. Sales. You don't got the specific numbers. We don't got specific numbers either. But we can say that the game sold great. It did great. It was good. It was great. But things come out later, just like things come out. They was all about the sales uh, on the Xbox One generation. They was all, and they was in denial about it all the way until this new generation, saying Sunset Overdrive sell good. Ooh, sell good, sell good. There's sell good, sell good. Sunset Overdrive sell good, sell good. I bet you anything. Go overlook, go with a fine tooth comb. Sega Man, he bought Unlimited. You'll find them saying Sunset Overdrive so good. But what happened? An unforeseen incident happened. Microsoft bought the studio that made Sunset Overdrive. No, Sony bought it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Sony bought it. Was that the unforeseen incident? No. Because if Sony came out and said, well, Sunset Overdrive only sold this amount, them Xbox would say, Sony's lying. Sony's lying. They're trying to discredit a Microsoft game. They're just trying to push. But here's the thing. That's not what happened. It came out that the game did not sell good at all. Did not sell good at all. And because fucking the studio that made fucking Sunset Overdrive was hacked. The same people that's making Spider-Man, the same people that's making Wolverine. As a matter of fact, it was hacked for the information for Wolverine. That was the intentional data that was taken, was desired was the information, much as information they could get on Wolverine. But they got a hold of Sunset Overdrive sales, and that destroyed their scenario of fucking the sales on. They're all back past damage controlling or deniability of the facts of how well the Sunset Overdrive was perceived or accepted or taken. Again, showing a mindset. The game must sell good for us. It must sell good for us. We need this game to sell good for us. We need this game. We need to believe it sold good for us. It ain't enough that I bought it. I'm playing it. I'm enjoying it. I need to believe it sold good for us. And now they've lost that. Now they have lost that. It sounds very familiar territory coming up, ain't it? That it's becoming a reoccurring pattern, a constant reoccurring pattern, isn't it? And how easy it is for me to fucking destroy it. Oh yeah, that's because I'm not I'm so many levels above them, especially don't have, like I said, the childish mentality. So here we are. The company that said we need more small games that's successful like this, and we need a presence in Japan, and Sci-Fi Rush was their only game that was award winning, and critically acclaimed, and Microsoft choose to shadow drop it to lessen the chances Now, if this would have happened to Sony, if this would have happened to Sony, they would have shadow dropped something, and they would have didn't advertise it, but it was a good game, but it didn't sell enough. What would he buy? And they'd be saying, well, that's Sony's fault. They shouldn't have shadow dropped it. But it'd be one thing. It'd be one thing if Hebot has never defended the marketing of Xbox, but he has. Matter of fact, it's not even been a year he did that video talking about Microsoft marketing, saying today's marketing it ain't just like it used to be. Marketing is important. Today nowadays it's different. He didn't establish what they did that proved that the amount of sales. If he didn't establish anything what they have done or what they should do instead of today's marketing like Sony does, but he was saying what Microsoft can't do what Sony does, or he was hinting that they shouldn't do what Sony does. And you know damn well it would be damn well true if it was all the way around. He would not only be being critical of Sony, saying that they didn't market it well, they didn't promote it well, they didn't make it aware, people aware of it enough, and he would not, and he would be like, come to Xbox, Sony people, we'll no different, and I can find examples of that. I could go to their channels and find examples of that. You can't be critical of Sony fanboys and tell them how bad they are, especially when you have examples of your own mentality being no different. And matter of fact, worse off, because no matter what, Sony still is winning. And I'm saying that to fucking aggravate you, but I'm not saying that to give me pleasure. To that, no. Yeah, I'm saying that to aggravate and give me pleasure, but not give me pleasure because Sony's winning. I'm saying that to aggravate you and give me pleasure because it is aggravating you. See, that I believe that's the only way to really break these kind of individuals. You really gotta fucking make them open their eyes. You can't. I can say this and all this truth stuff, and he can't rebuttal none of it, and he will try. He will blah, 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 and that's all that will come out. Pretty much what he's saying. It's all blah, 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 mumbling, blah, blah, blah. But that's how I believe that only these individuals can fucking have this sense knocked into them, is them to be embarrassed, humiliated, to where their eyes are opened. In other words, to be humbled to their own stupidity and naiveness and their own childish ways. But so all that this is going on, these studios being fired, It's and everybody's. And I've made examples like it's not just that these people are being fired or the studio's being closed down. It's the Microsoft's contradiction of what they say is the biggest issue about it. They preach one thing and then they do another, and then they say they're not going to do that again, and then they do it again. And that's what's got He Bought, Unlimited, Sega Man all in their shit, because they're even quarreling. They starting to quarrel with each other. They're starting to argue with each other. I was in Unlimited Productions stream uh, yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and He-Bot was in there running his mouth. He was and I could tell, I could literally tell Unlimited Production was a little cringed. The tone of voice. I think Unlimited Production has had a little bit of his glossy uh, eyes cleared a little bit. Maybe a little eye drop has gotten in there and cleared his eye, and is now seeing He-Bot. Because he was even saying He-Bot's opinions does not exactly reflect my own. So no, don't get me wrong, he's still pathetic in himself. But I think maybe he has maybe a little bit of a hope. Unlimited. He might have a little within all of them. He might have a little bit hope left in him. He ain't. I don't think he's as old as He-Bot. Poor He-Bot. He's the age to where he's damned. He's done made himself what he is now, and it's done etched in stone. Oh, God. There's no reversing any of his physical ways. There is sure as hell not going to be no redemption of his mentality. Sure as hell is not going. If anything, it's going to get worse. And that falls right also low. It falls right even low so to his emotional states, his emotional outbursts. Again, all but one ties into a childish way, his body. But his mentality and his emotional being ties into a childish emotional way. But and just like I said, the deniability of the sales on the Sunset Overdrive, this is tying right in where they can't figure out what to blame. They sure as hell can't blame Microsoft. They can't handle any scrutiny, any negative point of views, even though there's well evidence. And again, like I said, contradiction. If such claims as Sony was made and was not followed through and basically lies, and they would be preaching it be lies. You said you was needing games like that, and stuff like that. They would be pointing out the hypocrisy and the stuff within Sony if it was Sony. But it's not okay for Xbox to be pointed out. And if you do point it out, you're not a true Xbox. Even though you've got more tread and more cred and more invested and more time than me or all of us even combined, you're not a true Xbox. Because if you was a true Xbox, you would just consume. You would just not question. You would not criticize to, and you definitely wouldn't even though it would improve things, it would improve that product, improve that item, or at least the next product would be more careful care will be taken care of. Things you cannot be even critical with Microsoft for your value of your buck. You cannot be critical towards Microsoft to improve your value, your buck that you're going to spend, that you want to spend on with them. And no, don't be critical, even though it was going to save, it be improving our experience. It's not our experience is just what we have here, and what we hold dear is our emotional, childish behavior, mindsets that we hold dear, and we back pat for each other. Yeah. So Xbox is fine. Xbox is fine. Xbox, they're going to be around. They're going to be here. Yes, Xbox is going to be here. Yeah, they're not in no trouble. You got, and again, like I say, they don't know who to blame. They can't blame Xbox. And if they do, they can't blame themselves, because that just like the scenario with Sunset Overdrive, it's getting to a point where now Game Pass is actually becoming. I was in, like I said, I was in that live stream, and again, Unlimited Production was bringing up people not buying games. You know what fucking Sega Man, and he actually even said that they was trying to blame. They was trying to say. There's even a short fucking Sega Man made out. Fucking. Who do you think is fault for Hi-Fi Rush not selling good? Do you think, like I think, it's fucking PlayStation guys not buying the game? I think it is. I think it's PlayStation's fault, because Hi-Fi Rush wasn't bought enough to be successful enough to keep the studio alive. But I thought but y'all been arguing years that the game was okay, that it's so great, that it's so great. I thought you said it was okay, that it's so great. Why did the studio close down? And why is it PlayStation guys' fault? Why is it PlayStation fault? They haven't even had the game that long. How long has the Hi-Fi Rush been out for PlayStation? How long is the fucking Sea of Thieves have been out? Hell, I see more commercialized commercials for Xbox games provided by Sony than I've ever seen Microsoft do so. I have never seen a commercial for fucking Sea of Thieves when it first came out for Xbox. I've never seen a trailer. And I was, it's not my thing. But you know what? I seen a trailer 2 days ago, or not too long ago, for Sea of Thieves, and it was a Sony provided trailer for a Microsoft game that hasn't been out long, and that trailer got me interested. So it can't be Microsoft's, the so-called okay way they do things by Hebot, with their what the way they doing it, it's okay. Let Xbox promote and sell things the way they're doing it, and then again, deniability. We gotta have 100% deniability that anything Xbox does, it can't be wrong. But so they're within that live stream. I was listening to them, and I was hearing the complete contradictions of again saying buying used games. They was and I. This was what they was attacking people saving money buying used games. Oh, you're saying you blaming all this shit going on, and you're saying it's because of people buying used games, or not used games, but games on sale. Games on sale bad. Games on sale bad. Games on sale bad. You must pay full price for games. This from the people that supports Game Pass. If buying games on sale is bad, how much more do you think it's bad to fucking subscribe to a subscription? And they can't point that out. They can only lean towards people they're trying to find any narrative to justify this shit besides pointing at Microsoft. They're trying to find any narrative to point a finger at besides pointing at Game Pass, because you know what follows after they finally go to the point of pointing at Game Pass. They will be pointing the finger at Microsoft, because once it falls to there, then it leads directly to Microsoft, and then guess what? That's not the last point. That's not the last point. The last point is the ultimate dread from them. And here's the ironic: you think they're emotional. They're emotional. The last point would be to Microsoft. No, again, the last point would be to themselves to blame, because again, that is reality. The position that Microsoft is in, the actions they are taking, the mistakes they are doing. The last point of the finger to blame would be within themselves. That is facts. That is the truth. This is the truth. Unlimited Truth podcast, hosted by So Real, keeping it truth so real. Establishing the poor losers, the pathetic losers, notifying them of that position that they hold dear. All laughing aside, all jokes aside, that I say along with truth, this is somewhat for entertainment, but again, it is truth. But like I said, all jokes aside, I feel sorry for you. I truly do. It's just so sad and pathetic.